Here's my little Maggie over here. She's my youngest donkey. She's never been ridden. She's such a good donkey. If she's anything like her mother, she'll be one of my best donkeys ever. So I've got donkeys and mules over here. I got my horses and everything over here. I'm sorry. You don't have the biggest idea who I am, do you? I'm Ishmael. I'm the owner of the stable. And Maggie, my colt right here, I know she's going to be thirsty because whenever Passover happens, it's great for business. Everybody needs all these pack animals. Well, you know what this is for. I have to feed them. I have to water them. I have to clean up after them. But Maggie, here you go, Maggie. Drink up. Gonna be so busy today. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Yeah, so busy. There are so many people that come for Passover and they need pack animals to carry their tents and their wine and their food, and sometimes they even bring things that they're going to sacrifice at the temple, so they need all the help they can get. And wow, is that good for me. So I need to go over here and check on my horses. I'm sure they need some attention. Hello, I'll be right with you. Just a minute. I said I'd be right. You're untying Maggie. What are you doing? The Lord needs her? That's all you're going to say? The Lord needs you? Hey, wait a minute. You can't just take... You can't... They just took Maggie. Hey, Rachel! Oh, that's my wife. She keeps track of everything. Hey, Rachel! Did anybody make a reservation for Maggie? Somebody named Simon Peter? Oh yeah, I think he follows that rabbi, that new guy, Jesus of Nazareth. Well, did they leave a denarii for a deposit? No. How about a credit card? Oh, man. I better go find out. I either gotta get Maggie back or I gotta get paid. So where are they going, Rachel? Did they say? Mount of Olives. Okay, well, here we go. Mount of Olives, Mount of Olives. Heavens, there are so many people, a lot more people here. There's a, now wait a minute. The Lord needs her. I have a vague recollection that's in our holy book somewhere. Somebody said that a long time ago. But you know what? I'm not very good at the law. So, there's a Pharisee. He's trying to catch up to the crowd too. Hey, Mr. Pharisee, two guys just came and took my donkey. They didn't pay. They didn't say anything. All they said was the Lord needs her, and I don't understand it. But I remember that there was a time when somebody said that. Oh. You're quite right, Mr. Pharisee. I should study my Torah more often. I should be more familiar with the prophets. Oh, I apologize for that. But, thank you for the tip. Zechariah. What chapter and verse? Oh, boy, you're really being tough on me. Perhaps there is a scribe butler who could help me. Scribe?
It's Zechariah 9, verses 9 and 10. Rejoice greatly, O daughter Zion. Shout aloud, O daughter Jerusalem. Lo, your king comes to you. Triumphant and victorious is he, humble and riding on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey.
It sounds a lot like what's happening. I better find out if Maggie's really up here and what's going on with whether Zechariah. Oh, you know what? We really could use a new king. I mean, look at this. If you're the big crowd, we need a king. You know what? I'm getting fed up with getting kicked around, aren't you? Aren't there too many people coming and going and taking over our nation? I mean, I'm just sick and tired of that. We need somebody that really kicks some you-know-what. That's the kind of king we need. I'm sick and tired of this stuff. I want something to happen, don't you? You know, I think Zechariah may have said something else about this kind of king. Can anybody help me? What else did Zechariah have to say?
He will cut off the chariot from Ephraim, and the war horse from Jerusalem, and the battle bow shall be cut off, and he shall command peace to the nations. His dominion shall be from sea to sea, and from the river to the ends of the earth.
You cut off the chariot from Ephraim, get rid of the war horse from Jerusalem, bury the bow. Well, those are all the tools that kings are supposed to use, right? Weapons, force, energy, power over. I'm not sure I want a king that's just speaking peace. That's the kind of king we need. Well, I better catch up. Now I'm lost. That crowd's getting ahead of me. I can't see. Oh my God, I can't believe how many people are. I can't even make my way. Now I see. Now I'm getting closer now. Oh my heavens, there's a huge mob around. I can't even see through this. There's Maggie! and that Jesus is riding on Maggie, and he doesn't kind of look like any king I've ever seen before. It doesn't look anything like the king. Well, there's a Pharisee I spoke to. He's yelling something at Jesus. What did he say? He said, "Tell the quiet the crowd, get rid of this, disperse this parade. The Roman soldiers are going to come and arrest us. Is that what you want, Rabbi?" Jesus, listen, but he's giving it back. Well, even if I told these people to be quiet, the stones themselves would cry out. The stones themselves would cry out. Boy, that sounds familiar too. What? Habakkuk, another prophet, another person who spoke years ago, who said the stones will cry out when the one who comes in peace is in your midst. Well, now the Pharisees, there's a gaggle of them. Now there's a cluster of them. There's a huddle, and boy, are they going at it. One of them saying, hey, if two prophets have talked about this being the Messiah, the king, our king, maybe this Jesus is the one we've been waiting for and praying for. Wow. Pretty surprising. Well, the crowd is now moving. They're moving. We're getting out of the Mount of Olives, and there's going to be a big bend in the road here shortly. We're going to come around the bend. We'll be able to see the Kidron Valley. It'll look right down to Jerusalem. It takes my breath away. Have you ever been to a place that you looked at and you've seen it 1,000 times, and it's still just as beautiful as it was the first time you saw it, and then there's something holy about it? And then we're about, here we are. Oh, Jerusalem. Oh, the crowd's going absolutely berserk. They're throwing their cloaks down. They're breaking off palms. They're cheering like crazy. And, wow, it looks like all of a sudden things are growing quiet. And there's something wrong here. It's gone from excitement and enthusiasm to a sense of trouble. I gotta get a little closer here, see if I can. Oh my gosh. Jesus, he's crying. Weeping. We went from an enthusiastic crowd just a minute ago to the crying king. What kind of king cries? What kind of king cries? Maybe he's trying to talk through his tears. You know how hard it is to talk through your tears? Have you ever tried to talk through your tears? It's really hard. You see, he's trying to say something. Oh, if only you knew of what it takes to make peace. If only you knew. On this day of all, you can't see it. Oh, your enemies are going to come. They're going to crush you. This city will be leveled. Oh, because you couldn't see, you couldn't understand, you couldn't soak up the meaning of this visitation from God through me. Sounds like Jesus is telling us that we don't have a clue about peace. What do you mean by that? Let me think for a minute. How did the other kings manage to maintain peace? Is it, well, I can think of King Herod. I mean, he's our other king. I tell you what, he looks a whole lot different when he comes into Jerusalem. He's on the biggest war horse you could imagine, and he comes trotting in on this great, big, beautiful, muscular horse, and he's not surrounded by people saying, Hosanna, Hosanna, blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. No. Heck no. He's surrounded by soldiers who are well armed and well trained, and we cower. We kind of run away from Herod. Because his purpose is to control by violence and force and swords and bigness, toughness. Does that bring peace? Maybe Jesus is on to something. What a contrast. Fear, violence, weaponry, the threat of arrest, persecution, even death. That's one way. And Jesus' way. Deep shalom. Care and concern for all. The tools of joy. Love. Reconciliation. Forgiveness. They don't get worn on the outside. They live on the inside. I wonder if Jesus is trying to tell us that aliveness and the road to aliveness means learning about peace, and not just learning it in our head, but actually doing it with who we are and taking the risks that real peace takes. You know, the crowd is beginning to chant again. We seem to have kind of recovered from that moment of, whoa, where is this puppy going? It's changing now. And they're crying out, Hosanna, Hosanna, blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. And Jesus is beginning to smile again. He's encouraging them to move forward. But I worry, have you ever noticed how fast a crowd can turn from enthusiasm to something a lot worse? We've got a journey to make. One is a march of fear. The other is a march of peace. Which will you choose? I'm choosing peace. Hosanna! Hosanna! Hosanna is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is he who comes in the name of God.